Tesla Lephantis win? You can fuck right off with that one. Can you imagine how long that would take? The only time it would ever damage is when they come down low enough for it to cover center mass. I mean, I guess I could throw them in creative ways to make that happen more often, but holy shit. I don't even want to contemplate doing that. That was a quick one. 20 seconds? That's a new personal best. That's a good place to end the stream on, I think. 20 seconds, boys. We're slowly creeping down. We're creeping. I'm gonna just quickly flash my builds so that it's all in the recording. I intend to stream again and hopefully beat that, but... yeah, no, it's 19, but I'm going to bed. Builds, builds, builds. That's all that's relevant. When you first load into the mission, you're in one of 4 spawn tiles. This one's pretty good. The next tile you enter will have a spawn of Saturn 6 fugitives that instantly trigger a lockdown when they're alerted. The game wants you to kill the required amount of fugitives before it will open the next door, but forgets that air support charges are a thing. Each landing craft has a different ability, but the one we're using is from the Lisette. Orders will override security, sending in a beacon that disables lockdowns, resets alarms, and disables security cameras while the beacon is active. So this can be used to cancel regular lockdowns in missions, those imposed by the Stalker and the one in this mission. The only problem with this beacon is that its usage is locked behind dialogue. If you use the beacon while the Lotus is talking, nothing will happen until she finishes whatever pointless monologue she was working on. Orders will also chime in and say his piece before the effects of the gear kick in. However, if you can get out of the spawn room and activate the beacon before the Lotus starts to speak, the effect is almost immediate. You have a little over 1 second to leave the spawn and do this. If you press the button too early, Orders complains and enters a dialogue before activating it. If you press it too late, the Lotus starts running her mouth. So you have 1 second to leave the spawn room and a half-second window to trigger the beacon. Once triggered, there is a brief animation delay before you can ignore all fugitives and rush straight to the wolf fight. You can see that I'm not in a rush after hitting the beacon because the first door here takes another second or so before it opens. I'm using Nova because she's the fastest warframe, using Wormhole to cover as much ground as possible, but also casting it frequently at short range to maintain the sprint bonus that her augment provides. Toggling into operator form and dashing into the wolf, the Magus Lockdown Arcane stuns him for a few seconds, and the dash while in Unairu removes a portion of his armor. Hit him with a few spin attacks from the Oma, which has the highest spin attack damage of any melee weapon in the game, for a quick and easy kill. Then we hope for good tile RNG and rush to extraction. This particular speedrun is limited more by RNG than it is by skill. I probably entered this mission around 1,000 times and didn't get perfect tile RNG once. Nova has a typical speedrun build, but I've swapped Sprint Boost for Corrosive Projection and Rush for Vigorous Swap, just for some extra damage. 2 sets of Arcane Nullifier negate the magnetic procs from the Grineer security doors. I could have used Fury or Strike for a quicker kill time at the cost of having to spam more energy pads, but decided against it just for quality of life. Amalgam Serration on the Bratton Prime for some extra sprint speed. The Oma has a Slide Crit Radiation build, and I borrowed this ribbon from a friend. Gladiator mods on the Sentinel weapon because the set bonus carries across to your actual melee, with the same mechanic as the Gladiator mod set on regular weapons carrying over to Exalted weapons, and yeah, that's basically it. I'm going to shout out Narman Bars and SN Empire for being my only competition for this event. The fastest time that I'm aware of is 19 seconds and has been achieved by both of these people. I haven't compared them to see who was technically faster, but you can find links to both of those videos in the pinned comment, and they're definitely worth checking out. Hopefully the wolf returns in the future, as I'd love another chance at that record.